Araw mga kasangbahay. The Philippines has always been known and famous for outstanding singers, dancers, actors, and actresses. But what some people don't know is that we also belt out excellent directors. Today, we have the opportunity to meet one of the most prolific directors in the country. He has become very famous and has brought pride and fame to our country. Let's find out what is behind his internationally acclaimed films and what he does when he is off work. Who is he? Well, you're going to find out right here on Spotlight. Direk Brillante Mendoza was born and raised in San Fernando, Pampanga. A son of Pastor and Hervancia Mendoza, he remains a proud Kapampangan and Kabalen at heart. He took up advertising arts of the then College of Architecture and Fine Arts at the University of Santo Tomas or UST. How were you as a young kid? How did you start? Ilan kayo magkapatid at saka yung saan ka lumaki?
Well, basically, I'm just a normal kid. Walang nothing really exceptional. Normal kid is like, naglalaro, makulit, and I have like 7 siblings, no? 3 girls and
7 kayo.
Okay. 3 boys and 4 girls, and I'm the youngest.
Okay, bunso.
Bunso.
Yes, sir.
And I'm a typical provinciano because I grew up in the province, and then I studied in Manila when I was in college, and that's just basically it, no? Very normal. Yung mother ko, we have a small business. Meron kaming maliit na tindahan. And then my father, he managed our farm. Meron kaming farm, siya yung nagmamanage. So, yun. Probinsya, ako yung mga naglalaro sa bukid. Things like that. It's very normal, but it's a very happy childhood.
Very happy and very close kayo. How are you as a son, Sir Ling? Para bang your relationship with your parents?
Ang relationship ko with my parents, kasi ako medyo may pagka-spoiled ako ng konti.
Because I'm
the youngest.
Bunso.
I'm the youngest. But at the same time, spoiled ako nung bata ako. But as I grew up, medyo hindi ko naman inaabuso yung pagiging spoiled ko. So, ang alam ko lang, nung bata ako, may tendency makulit na basta ko ano yung gusto, ganyan. But, yeah. And I remember, naging ko yung kapatid ko, naging teacher ko nga yung kapatid ko eh. Okay. So, ayun.
So, spoiled ka with the parents and also with your siblings.
With my siblings.
You were younger. So, how was your growing up years like? Anong klaseng estudyante si Brillante Mendoza?
Hindi naman talaga ako ang alam ko masipag ako mag-aaral, pero hindi talaga ako, like what I've said a while ago, hindi naman talaga ako exceptional na estudyante. Ang alam ko, palagi ako nasa top 5, nasa top 10, gano'n, pero hindi naman talaga yung talagang number 1 kasi I don't really parang strive that hard. Basta,
just to get by, to make your parents happy.
Okay na yan.
Yung directing, was it your first ambition? Was this something na bata ka pa lang alam mo na ay gusto ko nang maging isang director?
No, medyo malayo sa isip ko yun. Although alam ko nung bata ako, medyo creative na talaga ako. Magaling talaga ako mag-drawing, magaling talaga akong pagdating may mga project talagang nananalo ako sa mga ganyan. And basta magaling ako, basta mahilig na ako mag-design at that time about anything, mag-drawing, mga kapatid ko, dinidrawing ko or kahit na sino. And wala. Nung bata ako, in fact, I wanted to become a priest, no?
Oh, yun ang una. Yun ang unang naisip. Okay.
Kasi,
layo nga.
Malayo, medyo, nasa Catholic school ako, mula nung high school hanggang maging college. Medyo may pagka-religious yung mga parents ko. And then, ako din. So, parang parang, ang tawag doon, yung servant sa church. So, yun.
So, yun ang naging early steps of development.
Yes,
parang ganon. Pero, would you say, was your parents or your hometown an influence sa mga desisyon mo?
Medyo naging independent na ako when I was in college. Although nung bata ako, dahil spoiled ako, medyo dependent ako sa parents ko. Pero nung nahiwalay ako, naging dependent na ako. So I started deciding on my own. Yung influences ng parents ko, maybe it's the discipline, no? Okay. Yung discipline. Disiplinado ako siguro, maybe because dun din sa pagmo-mold nila sa akin. And then I was all alone by myself, in fact, no? Nung nandito na ako sa Manila.
So from college, sir, hanggang sa nag-decide ka, di ba? Alam ko yung first steps after that, yung pagtatrabaho sa isang production house, di ba? Bilang isang production designer. I think siguro that would, we can say na yun ang first steps to kung saan ka papunta at this point.
Yeah. Actually, right after graduation, I went in advertising. I worked as a graphic designer only for 6 months. And then after that, punta na ako sa pelikula, but as a production designer. I did several production design work for mainstream. Okay. I also worked with Peque Galiaga, Celso Castillo, and Chito Ronyo. Until I went to advertising for I think more than 12 or 15 years.
So sir, eto muna mainstream na bago ka nag-advertising. So advertising nasa kalagitnaan siya almost.
Exactly.
Okay. So ano yung difference or ano yung shift? Siyempre iba ang advertising, iba din ang pelikula. Yeah. Iba yung para bang pressure sa advertising.
Of course. Although I was doing the same job, no? I'm an art director, production designer, both in advertising and in the movies before. But in advertising, there's more, I think there's more, yung professionalism and the discipline also is quite different, no? I think if there's anything that I got from what I'm doing right now is the discipline in advertising. Because in advertising, everything is really, talagang naka-prepare, lahat nakasulat, and lahat step by step, no?
Yes. It's actually wonderful training. Even ako as a talent, masasabi ko, now in my professional life, malaking tulong yung disiplina ng advertising sa paghulma ng isang tao.
Exactly. So, I think, yun nga, yung discipline na yun nakuha ko, and that's what I applied, no? Okay. And that's why when I went back to the movies,
as a director na
this time as a director.
Okay.
Yeah. This is where I realized that filmmaking is a serious matter. No, it's not something that I thought of before na parang wala lang, ano mo lang yan, parang pangpalipas lang na pang-pastime. No, it's not. And I only realized this when I show my film, especially abroad. No?
Para matapos ito, 200,000.
Libre lang yan. 50,000. Kulang pa ng pang 50,000.
Direct Brillante Mendoza is one of the most original and prolific contemporary filmmakers in the country. In his earlier years, he made a career in production design. Later, he made his way to cinema, which came relatively late. He started to film his movies at the age of 45. But he remained unwavering in his endeavors and filmed 16 movies in 10 years. He received numerous awards locally and internationally. How did you start, sir? Paano yung shift? Yung para bang, what was the catalyst na naging shift from advertising to as a director sa mainstream?
Well, actually, as a director, at the time, of course, I've been doing a lot of production design works, and I've worked with different directors, both local and international. So nung nag-direct ako, actually, it wasn't really a choice, no? Parang it's by accident.
Okay.
Yeah, so a friend of mine parang just approached me, sabi niya ganun, would you like to direct? And I said, really? Parang I couldn't believe. And then sabi niya, yeah, just try. Ano lang, isang pelikula lang. I said, why not? Because, but at the time, I'm not ready to, leave what I'm doing in advertising. Because doing good, and I'm happy with what I'm doing. So, parang ano lang yan. Let's just test the waters kung paano.
Parang naging sideline lang siya. Let's just do something else first.
Yes. Oh, and actually, parang ganun lang siya. It's really nothing serious, no? My first film, and that was in 2005.
2005.
Yeah.
Okay. Which film was that, sir?
This is Masahista.
Masahista.
This is the one of Coco Martin.
Oo nga, yun ang actually naalala ko nung last kita nakausap in 2006. That was for the success nga of Masahista. With Coco Martin, dun din nag-start yung ano niya, yung career niya.
Yeah.
So sir, ano yung mga unforgettable moments mo while shooting a film? Any film in particular?
Any film? Well, marami. Right now, I've done about 13, 12 films already. But each film is special for me. Of
course, a different experience.
It's a different experience. But I think if there's anything that I would really remember, of course, it's always the first film.
Yes.
Kasi dito yung parang turning point of my life. Because the first film, like what I've said, I'm not really serious at that time, no? Serious in really parang looking at this as a career. Kasi parang feeling ko hindi naman ako mabubuhay sa pagdidirect, no? Especially with the kind of films that I'm doing. So, yun, turning point yun because this is where I realized that filmmaking is a serious matter. No, it's not something that I thought of before na parang wala lang, ano mo lang yan, parang pangpalipas lang na pang-pastime. No, it's not. It's not. And I only realized this when I show my films, especially abroad, no? How people look at films, especially if you take them seriously.
Yes.
So, yun ang ano. It will always be
turning point. Yun ang pagkakaiba from your first conception of what it was to yung katotohanan.
Yes, exactly.
So, eto naman, what was your first major mistake? Meron ka bang para bang challenges kasi lahat tayo, 'di ba? Para bang in the path of our profession, minsan may mga nangyayari na para bang you just want to give up. Meron bang moment for you na ganun?
Well, giving up is not really para I've never experienced that. Well, I asked myself one time, but actually this was during the time I was doing Masahista, when I asked myself parang, is this what I really want? Because ito yung mga moment na mag-isa na lang ako and ang feeling ko parang walang nakakaintindi dun sa film ko, hindi siya na-appreciate, and then ang feeling ko mag-isa lang ako, I'm not making money, and at the same time, wala na-appreciate sa trabaho mo. So these are the moments when I started to ask myself,
yung mga reassessments.
Yeah, the assessment, do I really want to do this? And then of course, at the end of the day, sabi ko, this is what I really want to do, no? But if you ask me if there's like one mistake, yes, of course, there are mistakes that we, parang that happens along the way at nangyayari yan at hindi na maiwasan yan. The thing is, alam natin, because these are mistakes, alam natin hindi na natin sila gagawin.
You learn from them.
You learn from them. You learn from them. Of course, these mistakes are the kind of films or one of the film that I did na gusto ko lang siyang gawin at that time. So, yun, medyo hindi ko siya gusto, but because I was forced to meaning, ito yung mga time ng buhay ko na I'm no longer financially stable because of the choice that I did, no? And the film. So, kailangan kong sacrifice. It was a mistake kasi hindi ko gusto yung ginawa ko. But ang learning ko, hindi naman kailangan.
Okay. Pero sir, yung mga tema ng mga pelikula ninyo, yung bigamy, crime, prostitution, yung mga the usual, yung mga dati how did you come up with this? Is this para bang a choice? Was there a reason that you wanted to show this in your creations?
From the very start, I really want to, even if I'm not really into filmmaking at that time, meaning I'm not into really deep, art house film, no? Ayoko talaga yung mga pelikulang hindi makatotohanan.
Okay. So gusto mo talaga yung nangyayari sa tunay na buhay ng isang Pilipino.
Yes. So that's really a choice, no? It's my choice talaga. Ang gusto ko, I want to make films na talagang alam mong it will not only it will not only make you feel good, kasi ang dami naman ng pelikula natin ganun. Feel good films, no? But yung sa akin, I want to provoke also the audience, no? Provoke and to have critical thinking among the audience, no? Mas gusto ko yung ganun. It might be popular, no? Meaning hindi rin ganun sila kadami, or meaning hindi rin naman ganun kadami ang interesado sa ganitong tema. But at the end of the day, it's not really the number that counts, no? But I think it's yung mga audience na alam mong that would really change, no? That would really change, not because of your film, but because they were inspired by your film, just because, or maybe because they thought of yung otherwise, no? Iba yung kanilang iba yung kanilang pananaw.
Minsan maganda, minsan pag nanonood tayo ng pelikula, no, ang isang maganda dun is dinadala tayo sa ibang dimension.
Exactly.
Brings you to another dimension. It makes you think away from your routine.
Yes.
And I think that's when it hits you, because para bang maaalala mo siya more than anything else. So, with that being said, sir, meron bang mga hostile reactions in the beginning dun sa mga tema ng mga pelikula ninyo?
Well, of course, hindi mo maiiwasan yan, no? But at the end of the day, nung una, syempre, medyo nasasaktan ako. But when I ask myself, ano ba talaga yung gusto ko? I think, ako lang naman makakasagot nun eh. Diba? It's only me. Ano ba talaga yung objective ko? Ano ba talaga yung gusto ko? For as long as I am not guilty with what I'm doing, then I shouldn't mind them. No? Hindi talaga ako mapapa-apektuhan.
We cannot please everyone.
And at the end of the day, hindi mo naman kayang i-please everyone. So, sino ba yung unang-una i-please ko? I-please ko muna yung sarili ko. I have to please myself. So, at yun ang gusto kong gawin. No? So, and I know that there are films that are not really for everyone.
Okay. Direk, meron bang isang direktor or isang tao ito in your professional career na naging malaking impluwensya sa mga ginawa mong mga pelikula?
Well, in terms of actually influence, siguro yung hindi talaga yung influence in terms of story, yung mentor ko si Armando Lau. Okay, so talaga yung talaga yung malaking impluwensya ko with the kind of stories, no, tsaka yung mga ginagawa ko. But if you say yung mga inspirasyon, marami akong mga inspirasyon, no, lalo na sa abroad, no, yung mga when I started watching art house films, so yun na, parang ang ganda ng ginagawa nila, parang ganito yung style ko pero hindi ko alam. Kasi I only started, parang taking film seriously nung gumawa talaga ako ng pelikula. But before that, Hollywood din ang gusto ko. Hollywood naman.
Yes. Before you found your own place in the sun, no? Pero sir, as a director, paano kayo nako-compensate? Kasi maraming nagtatanong nun lalong-lalo na yung gustong maging director, kasi sinasabi nila, baka kahit na gaano ko kagaling or how much I dedicated sa buhay ko, parang yung compensation parang hindi kayang sustentuhan yung buhay nila. Is that true, sir?
You have to take the risk.
Okay.
Kasi ang hirap pagsabi. Kumbaga, iba yung naging buhay ko, iba yung naging buhay. But if you always think that way, it will stop you diba? It's really maging hadlang yan It's really the fear, no? And I cannot say, kasi iba yung magiging, I don't know, no? Iba yung buhay nila, ibang buhay ko. Ako kasi, I am prepared I took the risk So I don't care, When I left advertising, I was so sure of myself, this is what I want to do, and I will do good in what I'm doing. So I don't care. Kasi ang advertising, parang gave me all the luxury in life, but I'm ready to live it, diba? So
for what you really want.
Yeah, for I really want, because it's what really make me happy. So, and at the end of the day, it's not really, hindi yung mga sa buhay di ba?
Tama.
Hindi yung anong kayang ibigay sa iyo ng buhay, kasi who knows, di ba? Kahit na marami kang pera o marami kang
mahirap yung mga what ifs Kahit na may pera ka, kung meron ka pang yung unfinished business, mahirap yun sa buhay ng isang tao. Unlike if you take the risk, sabihin natin, you did not do as well as you would have wanted to, pero at least alam mo kung what's on the other side.
Exactly.
Because syempre, directing, whether you're directing, whether you're acting, whether you're producing, iba ang pressure sa pelikula. Yung health ninyo, sir, how did you keep up the good health amidst all of the pressure?
Well, ako kasi, ang health kasi sa akin importante, no? Kasi ang feeling ko kasi, I cannot really think well if I'm not feeling good, no, at yung di ako healthy. So I make sure that talagang ako, no, I take time to, I take time to work out. I eat only the,
Yes,
healthy
healthy.
food. Wala akong mga vices. I don't smoke. I drink occasionally, but lately na lang to, no.
Yes,
But in the past, I really don't drink.
So
no?
talagang you tried yung para bang bago naging uso yung lifestyle change, inunan nyo na yun sa inyo. Okay. Ito yung yes or no questions lang. Answerable by yes or no. Random questions. I once violated the traffic law.
Yes.
I googled myself.
Yes.
Okay. Direk Brillante Mendoza had an international debut with the release of his first feature film, Masahista, in 2005. The film made him the first Filipino to win the Golden Leopard for Best Video Art at Locarno Film Festival. His success did not stop there. Sir, sa international scene naman, kasi syempre iba working in an international setting with foreign artists, yung para bang and maybe a foreign production, no? How is it different? At saka paano mo makukumpara siya kumpara dito sa ating bansa?
Well, working kasi with mga foreign artists, medyo iba kasi doon parang medyo specific ang mga trabaho nila. Unlike us, I think sa atin naman, kultura natin yan Kultura natin yung nakikialam ka sa lahat.
Yung multitasking.
Multitasking.
Yun yes.
Multitasking. And I think, well, may benefit yon, okay, may advantage yon. At the same time, may disadvantage din. But sa akin naman kasi, I always adjust, no? Kumbaga, I don't impose. I adjust if that's how the mga foreign artists, how they work. I also work that way. But generally, kasi ako, I work very calmly on the set Hindi ako yung tipong
yung traditional Filipino director na meron. Yes.
Masyado akong So because I think I always believe that in everything that we do, regardless, hindi lang sa directing, hindi lang sa dapat everybody should be happy and should be you should be in an environment where everyone is happy, productive, and also happy with what they're doing and collaborating with everyone, especially
and that is success, diba?
Exactly. So of course you don't want to work with somebody na parang nakainisan mo, diba? Yes. And I think as a director, as the sabi nga nila, as the captain of the ship, sa'yo nanggagaling lahat yun.
Yes,
so kung hindi nila nakikita sa iyo yan, hindi nila magagawa.
Hindi ka magiging effective. So sir, what would you how would you describe your country to your foreign acquaintances?
Well, I think we have the sa akin kasi I don't really ang sinasabi nga, bakit ka gumagawa ng mga pelikula about poverty? Bakit ka gumagawa ng pelikula about prostitution? This is what we are seeing in your film. Sabi ko, but these are stories. These stories happens all over the world. They are not only specific in the Philippines. That's true. But it just so happened that, I want to show stories that are truthful. But that doesn't mean it defines my country or my people. So hindi naman yun. If you're asking me, how I will define my country has the most beautiful people on earth. Okay? We're beautiful in and out. Okay, regardless of our economic situation, but I think Filipinos are the most beautiful people on earth.
I agree. Pero sir, okay, kung alimbawa, if you have like, let's say, a group of foreigners, saan mo sila dadalhin dito sa bansa natin? Is there one favorite place na masasabi mo na para bang kahit yun na lang ang maipakita mo, eto na ang Pilipinas?
You know what? Although sinasabi ko sa kanila, sa mga foreign friends, a lot of my foreign friends, they come here, I would tell them, Manila is not the Philippines. Okay, but I would like to show you what Manila is, because I want them to show, ayoko kasi masyadong ginaglamorize. So you know where I'm bringing them, where I take them? I take them in Quiapo.
So,
I take them in
Old
Quiapo.
Manila
That
naman
is Old
talaga.
Manila, and that is where you see the people. Okay, and that is, you know, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's crowded. You see people from all walks of life, but that's us. That's Manila.
That is the flavor of
Yes, that is the flavor of the Philippines. Of course, I would tell them we have more than 7,000 islands, and this is just like one tiny island in the Philippines. If you want to see the Philippines, you have to stay here for months.
Yeah.
Okay, para makita nyo. And
Pero this is just a crash course.
Yes,
Kumbaga,
of course.
Sir, eto naman, retirement plans na naman. Do you have plans of retiring? And if ever, where do you plan to retire?
At this point in my life, wala. Hindi ko kasi pumapasok sa isip ko yan. Kasi ang dami ko kasing gustong gawin, ang dami kong planong gustong gawin, ang dami kong mga pelikulang gustong gawin, ang dami kong mga kwento. In fact nga, what I want to do in the future, which I'm already doing right now, actually, magte-train ng mga young directors. Okay?
If you were not a director, let's say directing was not an option, what do you think you'd be doing at this point?
I think I'll either be a photographer or a painter.
A photographer or painter, but something very, very
Close to
and
what I'm doing. Yeah.
creative. Okay. Eto sir, eto yung yes or no questions lang. Answerable by yes or no. Random questions. I stole something in my childhood.
Yes.
I broke someone's heart.
Yes.
I said someone is pretty or handsome, yet obviously hindi.
Yes.
I once violated a traffic law.
Yes.
I googled myself.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. So there you have it, mga kasangbahay. The story of Direk Brillante Mendoza, a man who has achieved so much at a very young age and enjoys what he's doing, so retirement is not anywhere in the near future. So join us again next week as we bring to you the lives of the people we believe you should know, right here on Spotlight.
When I started doing films, palagi na akong maalis eh. And I mean outside the country. So almost every month maalis ako. So, although hindi ko rin na-enjoy. But lately, because of the project I did with DENR, meron akong ginawang protected areas dito sa atin. Ang ganda ng Pilipinas. Ang dami-dami ng makikitang lugar. So I travel a lot. Wala lang, just to see the countryside. That's what I really want to do. In fact nga, sa ibang lugar, kahit nasa Russia, kahit nasa, pag pupunta ako, sa Sakhalin, punta ako sa mga bansang pinupuntahan ko.